guys? It's Dragonfly Mike 77 and welcome back to NAHA. Today we are reviewing Haze Fizzle. Now I'm going to show you guys the cut. I know I've done that already, but in case this is the first time that you are watching a Haze review, or the first time you're watching one of our reviews. But as you can see, it is very juicy. It's a pretty choppy cut, if you can actually see that. Just like that. Make sure that you stir up any type of haze when you do get it. Make sure all those juices are mixed around very nicely. And today our setup is very simple. Well, it's a little different than the other videos that we have done. We are using, for the most part, a funnel bowl, or you can use a vortex. And this time we decided to throw in the Lotus. Now, we'll go into the Lotus maybe in another review, so stay tuned for that. But what is Fizzle? I thought about telling you guys, but that would kind of ruin the surprise. So up next is Mike from Hookah Enthusiasts.
Thanks, Dragonfly Mike. What's up, guys? It's Mike here for you, giving you my take on Haze's Fizzle. So, here we go. Wonderful haze clouds, no complaints there. As far as the flavor, this one really had me stumped for a while, and as I see currently, it is still a little bit of a brain buster. Originally what I got was a white grape. Long story short, turns out there is no white grape in this, but it is more of a mixed summer fruits, which I do get. But originally, it kind of collected in a way that the end result was a white grape flavor, so to speak. It also does have a very minor cooling sensation right on the tail end of the inhale, and you do get a little bit on the exhale. As far as the main flavor, what I thought was originally white grape, discussion was made. Turns out that it is a mix of summer fruits, like I say, but now the main flavor that I get, and I am feeling pretty strong about this, is that it's more of a honeydew type flavor. So I'd have to say the honeydew is the most prominent flavor, and it's backed up by an exotic kind of tropical mixed fruits on the back notes, and then finally topped off with a little bit of a cooling sensation. It's a wonderful flavor, wonderful combination of flavors. I like how they executed this flavor very well. It's a long-lasting flavor, and it takes heat incredibly well. So therefore, my final rating is going to be an 8 for 10. And up next, Smoke or Pass.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you, Mike. This is Smoke or Pass here to give you my take on the Fizzle of Fizzle. When I was looking at the flavor, smelling it, and thinking Fizzle, I was thinking more of a champagne. I was a little wrong on champagne because champagne has many different tastes, but this would definitely be a more sweeter flavor for you guys. It's not overly sweet, but it is definitely a mixture of some fruits. One of the really predominant flavors that I'm pulling off of this is going to be a melon. It's a very nice melon, but it's blended well with a lot of other flavors. And then there is the cooling effect. It is not overly cooling, but it is the right amount of cooling. I do wish that I got a little bit more melon and probably just a pickup of a couple more of the flavors, just so they're not so lost in the background. But for an overall, I like the way that this comes out. So for me, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'll show you some clouds that I'm pulling off of this thing. It's lovely. So as you can see there with haze, no surprise there, big old clouds. But that's my take on it. I'm going to go ahead and send it way up north to Mr. Canadian Shisha. So let's hear what he has to say. Eh?
Thank you very much, Smoke or Pass. Guys, I'm Canadian Shisha, and let me get into my review. Now, the clouds with haze are always going to be amazing, right up there with Tangier's clouds, so there's nothing to worry about. 10 out of 10 for clouds. Now the flavor on this, I am getting a very prominent white grape, a little bit of sour notes in there, which is really nice. I really enjoy the sour white grape, as well as a light cooling effect on the inhale. The cooling effect isn't as strong as, say, cane mint or, bold Colossus mint, all that stuff. It's a nice, smooth cooling effect going down. Now, the flavor strength on this, I'm definitely going to put at about a 7 out of 10. I do find it a more strong flavor compared to some of the other haze that we've done, especially since the more heat you put on it, the more flavor seems to come out of it, which is really nice. And I am getting a really good mixture of, it's going to sound silly, but I'm almost picking up a little bit of banana. It's similar in smell and flavor to the Cheech and Chong Still Smoking. It's got a little bit of that banana in there that I really like. Now, there might be zero banana in that. That's just what I get. So all in all, I'm definitely going to give this flavor a 7 out of 10. I do like how strong it is. I like the smooth cooling effect. And if you're a white grape fan, you're really going to enjoy this flavor. Let me take one more hit for you guys. So there you have it, guys. Dawn Fizzle, white grape, a little bit of cooling effect in there. 7 out of 10 for me. Up next is Hookah Demon.
Thanks a lot, Canadian Shisha. Hookah Demon here, and here's my go at Haze Dawn Fizzle. Now, when I first got this, I wasn't too sure on what the flavor was. All I knew is that it smelled really good, and later on, I found out it is a mixture of summer fruits with a cooling effect in the background. So, that's what I get from when I smell it, so let me jump into what it tastes like. And as always, haze has really, really nice, big, fluffy clouds. And when I taste this, I get pretty much just what I smell. It smells like a mixture of summer fruits, and I am getting that cooling effect in the background. Now, as far as which fruit stands out to me the most, I'm not 100% positive. It really blends well together to where I can't pinpoint what fruits are in this. But I do know that I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the cooling effect in the background. So, with that being said, my rating for this is going to have to be a 9 out of 10. I know it's up there, but I think it is a wonderful flavor. All the fruit flavors mixed together is just really, really nicely blended together, and then with the cooling effect in the background, really bumps it up in my book. So, 9 out of 10 from me, and up next I got AOJ.
What's going on, everybody? AOJ, coming at you guys in my segment on Dawn Fizzle. Once again, thanks Hookah Demon for introducing me. So I'm going to show you guys a couple clouds, evaluate the flavor, and give you guys my honest opinion on Dawn Fizzle. So here we go. So as you guys can see, big white puffy clouds. As far as the flavoring, I know they said in the past it has a little bit of a honeydew aspect or a little bit of a white grape aspect. Not really too sure if white grape is in this, but I do taste a similarity in honeydew because I have reviewed honeydew, and I do get that same similarity. I am also getting some type of fruity tanginess aspect to this, maybe something similar to a strawberry or a grape, or a strawberry and a cherry. Not too sure if those two flavorings are in this, but it does definitely have a little tanginess, fruity aroma to it as well. And I'm also getting a little bit of a cinnamon aspect to this. That might just be based off my personal opinion, but I am getting a little bit of a bite on the side of my tongue and on the tip. It just has that same feeling as a cinnamon does if you ever smoke cinnamon. And I am also getting a little bit of a creamy aspect to this. That might just, once again, might be just my personal opinion, but I am getting some type of creamy, milky effect to this as well. One thing that somebody's going to notice when they first smoke Dawn Fizzle is that cooling effect. On your first couple initial hits, you're going to get that nice cooling effect, just enough to cool your mouth, nothing too intense, and then it kind of just mellows out for a little bit. But yeah, do I like Dawn Fizzle? I do like Dawn Fizzle, and I'm going to go ahead and rate it an 8 out of 10. Definitely a good flavor, something that I can smoke continuously just because it's a nice blend. It's something that you can't really get sick of, and it has you guessing every time. So I'm going to go ahead and rate it an 8 out of 10. Stay tuned for MG Hookah.
Thanks a lot, AOJ. It's MG Hookah here to give you guys my take on Haze's Don Fizzle. So as you can see, very thick, dense white clouds. Again, with Haze, you're always going to get those really thick, dense white clouds. So as far as the cloud production goes, once again, no surprise for me at all. But as far as the taste itself, it's a very nice white grape flavor to it. It's got a nice cooling effect to it. It's not going to be an intense cooling effect that's going to clear your throat out or clear your senses or anything like that. But it's just a nice cooling effect that cools down the smoke a little bit. And there's a slight bitterness on the tongue, but overall a really nice overall white grape flavor. But yeah, this one would be very straightforward for me. Like I said, very nice white grape flavor, slight bitterness on the tongue with a nice cooling to the smoke. So overall, it's a very nice flavor. It's a lot more pleasant than a lot of the white grape flavors that I've smoked in the past. So for me, it's going to be a solid 8 out of 10 for me. And Dragonfly Mike 77 is up next.
There you have it, folks. It seems like this flavor really threw people through a loop. They weren't really sure at first what they were getting. It seemed like you had to smoke it a couple times to actually get the flavor. Some at first felt like they got a white grape flavor to it. Other people really felt that there was a honeydew to it. But everybody really got that cooling effect. And for me, personally, the first couple times I smoked this, I really didn't feel like I was getting a lot of flavor from it. Up until the last 2 times I smoked it, this being the second time, I started getting the flavor a little more. I still felt like the flavor strength wasn't that strong. That summer fruit melody mixture that they wanted to come across with, I personally feel wasn't strong enough. Because of that, I'm only going to be giving it a 6 out of 10. When it comes to our group rating, it's a 7.5 out of 10. A lot of people really did enjoy the flavor. A lot of people were giving solid 8s. So with this flavor, it really comes down to personal taste. For me, I'm not real big on the cooling effect, and because of that, I think that's one of the reasons why my rating wasn't as high as some of the others. Let me actually show you some clouds. As always, the cloud production from Haze is going to be good. It takes heat well. Overall, even when the flavor isn't that great, it still smokes fantastic. I think that's all we got. Thank you very much, Patrick and the boys at Haze. We really appreciate that you guys sent us these samples. Reviews were a lot of fun to make, and we were glad to be a part of the release of these new flavors. I think that's all I got. Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys, and peace out.